Hello and welcome to my review of Manchester by the Sea, the Oscar-nominated movie from last year. But before I get into it, I'd like to say a major spoiler alert for the movie, so consider yourselves warned. And don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button if you like reviews of current and classic movies like this one. Let's get into it. First off, is it good? Yeah, it's really good. It's Oscar nominated, so it has to be good. It is one of those movies that rides the performances of its cast, and for good reason. The entire cast does an amazing job in this movie. It's about 2 hours and 17 minutes long, and when it ended, my jaw dropped, and I was like, wow. I was so caught up in all the nuance of this film that time flew for me when watching this movie. So the premise of this movie is pretty much have Casey Affleck's character dealing with the death of his brother and having to take care of his brother's son, played by Lucas Hedges in this movie. And this is a really cool character study on these two characters dealing with that, going through mourning for their brother and father respectively, but also having depression. And we find out throughout the movie via flashback that Casey Affleck's character has not had a great life. He pretty much inadvertently burns his children alive, and then his wife leaves him, and so he pretty much is stuck in depression. To me, the theme of this movie is dealing with depression, because all of our characters, whether it's Casey Affleck dealing with his past, and not only his past, but having the burden of his brother's death being put upon him, to Lucas Hedges, who barely looks at his father's corpse and is just like, no, I can't see this. It's an amazing movie about dealing with things that nobody wants to deal with. Depression. Nobody wants to deal with mourning over your dead loved one. And it's a very good movie as far as showing really real emotions in our characters. The best performance in this movie has to be the one that won the Oscar, right? I mean, Casey Affleck won it, and it is well deserved. There is something to be said about very nuanced acting. Yes, there are a few times where he could have done the very loud, emotional performance, but the way he uses his subtlety, and it's almost minuscule. You pretty much, sometimes you have to be looking for the emotion and for the subtlety to even see it, and that's why it is so good. And we get why he is this depressed person, because we find out in the flashbacks that he killed his children, the three children, the three people he probably loved the most in the world, and then he tried to kill himself. So we get amazing character development for this guy's beautiful performance. Let's not forget about the side characters now. Lucas Hedges in this movie is very good. When he first finds out that his father's dead, he doesn't blow up, and it's really well thought out, because in one of the flashbacks we get that the doctor told his father that he doesn't have doesn't have more than 10 years to live. And so we get that these characters were prepared, and were preparing themselves for when he did die, because they knew it would happen sooner rather than later. And that's one of the amazing things about Lucas Hedges. His Best Supporting Actor nomination is well deserved in this movie. Michelle Williams. I cannot say enough about Michelle Williams. In this movie, she does have a very finite amount of screen time, but man, does she make it work. Everything we get, and it's not just that one scene with her and Casey Affleck in the alley. It is so good. Everything else that we get is so just clicks on every single level. The music in this movie is very interesting, because at the beginning we have that very, not cliche, but safe, sad music, where if you listen to the music by itself, you probably get that sense of sadness from that. But later on in the movie, when we get that operatic music, it is so different, but yet the visuals make the music seem sad. It's one of those things where the music wasn't intended to be sad, but the visuals alongside the music do make it that sorrowful atmosphere. This movie is very interesting because I thought that I would feel sad while watching a movie. I mean, just hearing the premise alone is just not very uplifting. But when I was watching the movie, I felt sorry for the characters rather than feeling sad with them or feeling that depressed with them or mourning with them. It was more of, wow, I'm very sorry for what you are going through. I'm very sorry about your situation. I think everybody can connect with the character in this movie. I mean, I connect with Casey Affleck's character because I am a younger brother and I have an older brother. So to me, he connects with me on that level. But I mean, everybody has lost someone that they love in their life. And so I think everybody can connect with one, if not, all of the characters in this movie. My verdict on Manchester by the Sea is a soft Blu-ray because I don't know if a lot of you out there will want to watch this movie over and over again because of the subject matter that it deals with and because it is not a very uplifting movie. But I personally will Blu-ray this movie to watch it over and over again because of all the amazing performances in this movie, from Casey Affleck all the way to Kyle Chandler, the brother. In those flashbacks, he's even really good playing off of Casey Affleck and the young Lucas Hedges. I don't know who they got, but he looks like Lucas Hedges. So my verdict is a Blu-ray. There you go, that's my review of Manchester by the Sea. But I want to know what you think about this movie, so I need you to go into the comment section down below and write out your thoughts on the movie or my review of the movie. So definitely go down there and do that. And tell me if you thought that Casey Affleck should have won the Oscar. Don't be afraid to subscribe to my channel. It is totally free and it updates you every Tuesday and Friday when I put up a new review of a classic movie on Tuesday and a current movie on Friday. And any trailer reactions of, trailers that I really want to react to, I'll put them up as they come out. So definitely subscribe if you enjoyed this, of course, and thank you for watching this review.